Shannon's in the news. Listen, I'm going to be as fair as possible today, but Shannon, you took a L. Shannon Sharpe's $50 million sexual assault lawsuit has been dismissed as he and his accuser, who's been identified as Gabriela Zuniga, a model who goes by Carly on OnlyFans, privately settled their case. Now, in April, Shannon, who's 57, was sued by Jane Doe, whom he later outed, and who's about 22 years old now, said that she and Shannon met when she was just 19 years old. Now, in the $50 million civil lawsuit, the NFL Hall of Famer was accused of assault, sexual assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Now, reacting to the lawsuit, Shannon and his attorney said the case was nothing more than a blatant and cynical attempt to shake him down. Now, Mr. Sharpe was being shaken down allegedly for millions of dollars and just disappeared off the face of the internet. However, Gabriela's attorney, Tony Busby, who's brought similar claims against Jay-Z and Diddy, pushed back and began dropping alleged audio of Shannon telling Gabriela that he wanted to choke her. And when the audio first dropped, several people on social media believed that Shannon was being set up and secretly recorded by the woman. They highlighted that the conversation sounded more like two talking dirty about BDSM acts versus Shannon maliciously wanting to choke the woman to death. Now, regardless of all the public opinion and backlash, Shannon stepped down from his ESPN job, which is owned by the parent company Disney, hosting gigs, and tried to fight the case. But according to his attorney, before his accuser filed the $50 million lawsuit, Shannon had offered to pay her $10 million.
Allegedly.
To make it go away. And since then, his accuser has dropped her case as the two settled this out of court. Reportedly, they're saying he paid more than like $10 or $15 million. Again, I'll say allegedly, to make this go away. And here's what Tony Busby said upon settling out of court. Jane Doe versus Shannon Sharpe. On April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Money grab.
Mm-hmm.
City girls up 1,000 points. This is just all of this, like, for what? Yeah, he got laid, but she got paid. So, you know, she got millions to retire. And he now has dirt on his name forever.
I mean, ESPN has to
That's what happens.
Settle whether they're going to bring him back, which there's going to always be this cloud of speculation that he did something because a settlement is an admission of guilt. But on the other hand, I understand the world we're in right now where people will file lawsuits, file claims. I mean, in my own city council meeting, they said I extorted the man. So like you can throw out baseless claims for news hits and hoping that it scares people. And then on the flip, see, for me, you make an allegation of me of sexual assault, molest, any of this crazy, I'm fighting you to the end of the earth. And then I'm going to drag you and all your babies and everything in your life to court. I'm going to get every piece. But that's, people know that about me. We don't know that about him. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z, who's always been quiet, came out and said, nah, nigga, not today. And he went after the person and he won. So knowing that you're dealing with the same person who kind of has a history of doing this shady stuff, allegedly shady stuff.
Allegedly.
Why would you not fight back? Should he have fought back?
I think he should have. I definitely think he should have. But
I just think
he might not have a fight in him. Who knows?
No, because regardless, remember all that was nasty. Her talking about I want to put a big black baby inside of me, and this cheat cost $25,000. This cheat cost, like, his recordings were dropped. I feel like lawsuit or not, court or not, he's like. She was 19. That's so gross. He was like 60.
But again, I don't think that matters.
It doesn't, but like, it's just
point,
like...
Though, like, to your point, she was very, very clearly involved. And like they said, everyone said that it was a consent. They had a consensual relationship. But I guess she, you know, at some point she's saying it wasn't. But it felt like a money grab.
I don't care about the age thing per se. Yeah, you could say it's weird or whatever, but Madonna's like 65 dating a 20-year-old, right? 20-something-year-old. So, but she's not going to get any backlash for that. And so we can go back and forth. And if it was a gay relationship, he'd be a pedophile. Mm-hmm. That's just social norms for y'all to digest on the internet. But I'm yeah, you know, one could say you get what you deserve dating a 19-year-old because mindset wise she's not established enough to have enough wherewithal on how to engage a grown ass man. Why are you that age online saying you want to choke her out, this and that, my butt cheek costs this and that? Like, you talking to somebody who talking reckless. Every time I talk on the phone, no matter who I'm talking to, I talk like I'm being recorded. Because years ago, when I called Floyd and he said, I don't talk on the phone, I FaceTime. So you can see who's in the room and all that. You know, just want to know who you're talking to, have that interaction. I still, even with that, believe I'm being recorded, right? So when people say certain things, there's trigger words I hear. I go, you know, when they say, oh, you know, I'm not with this and that, I'll be like, oh, well, that ain't what you said last week. That ain't what you said here, you know, and I always keep a good receipt. I keep every phone, I keep every email, I keep every text, I keep everything. And when you come to my house, there are cameras everywhere. So you know, you have to think about those things when you're this successful. But when you look at your opponent, when you look at the fact that you have an attorney who clearly is an ambulance chasing, forcing you into a corner to settle attorney that Jay-Z just beat the brakes off of, why, knowing that you work with Disney, knowing that it's going to look crazy, settle? I wouldn't have settled.
Yeah, I think the lesson,
unless there's something we don't know.
And I think the lesson learned here is people need to be more cautious and really think about what they're saying and what they're doing with these people who have nothing to lose. Because at the end of the day, he's the one who has everything to lose, and all she has is millions to gain. So him responding to her in text, him leaving voicemails, him, like, he put himself in that predicament. Every single person who is in the spotlight who has an opportunity to be taken advantage of for financial reasons needs to learn from that.
Yeah. And I think that why he settled, though, remember in his like weird teleprompter, like AI looking video, he was like, there's gonna be a movie that comes out of us too. Like, I think he was scared because I think there's a lot more that didn't come out. But I'm tired of everybody trying to play this girl like she's a dummy, because she knew exactly what she was doing on the phone. Like, I don't want this, Shannon. Like, I didn't ask, you know. She was very much like, I'm going to record this and I'm going to put this on blast.
And she was texting those things too.
She was
to have
smart.
a record of it.
This was all planned. Like, that's why he's
when
just
you talk on the phone,
trap.
know what state you're talking to. If you're talking to somebody in New York and Atlanta, they can do that shit. But if you're talking to somebody in California, they can't do that shit. Like, know your rights. I think most of the time people don't know their rights. That's why even with the politics in Stockton, I can't stop going back to that. I be looking at all this weird stuff like, you know, people aren't even aware of what their rights are. Yep. And I just think in this case right now, I just feel like when you look at her picture, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, that's what you get for dealing with a white girl. I'm not even going to make it a racial thing. She could be white, brown, black, Asian. She could be anything. At the end of the day, it's the type of people you deal with. And I always laugh when people talk about, oh, you know, I don't want to be seen with a stripper, but you love sleeping with them. If those are the type of people that you attract, that's the type of energy that you're going to create. Now you lost $10 million allegedly. And we're going to always think about this, and we're going to always reference this no matter what happens, because look, there's the court of public opinion and there's the court of law. The court of public opinion is you settled it to prevent going to a court of law because you didn't want discovery. You didn't want people to know what else is out there. Maybe she tied you up and put a gag in your mouth. Maybe she was using dildos. I mean,
allegedly.
We don't know what could have come out. So it's something there's something in all of that made him go, I got 10 million reasons I do not want that out. Because ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney owns Disneyland and all these little kids, and they we don't want to know that Uncle Shannon was doing XYZ, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it could have come out that he liked to have semen rubbed on his nipples. Like, I mean, we learned a lot about other people in court cases because when that discovery came out and they started having those conversations in the courtroom.
Or pooping in the bed and stuff. Wait, who had semen on their nipples?
Diddy.
Oh.
He wanted it rubbed.
Allegedly.
First of all, Diddy's getting out of jail, and Diddy is coming for all of you. Diddy is coming for all of y'all who sat up there, played with him, said that TD Jakes, who was at his house praying for him, was busting it open. All of the things. Diddy is coming for y'all. You can go back and watch everything we said about Diddy. We never said Diddy was guilty.
No.
Well, I did.
Well, I didn't say he was innocent either.
You probably did.
I said that.
I never said that dildo.
Oh.
I didn't call him dildo. I never said. I said Diddy was on some freak shit. And I was never in none of those parties. But I never made all of the claims that Diddy, what they said he did was wrong, right, or that he even did it. I said he beat Cassie. We saw that. I said that he was alleged to be a bad guy. I've heard that. We've seen that. in some of the claims, but he was not found guilty of all of the other stuff. And y'all was saying did it.
But I feel like in or out of the courtroom, like the name is just tarnished, period. Not as much as like, obviously he's going to be worse than Shannon Sharpe, but like that is just, this is just weird on so many levels.
No,
so
I
that's
said
what he gets.
And I say he needed to have his day in court. And if he did it, he needed to be put under the jail. I still think, I don't know.
But under the jail for what? He didn't do nothing. What did he do?
Bullying.
Okay, can I say this? If you
Beating her up.
if you raped me or if you molested me, $10 million is not going to be enough for me to say that was okay.
Correct.
I want you to go to jail too.
Correct.
So I'm going to send you to jail, but then I'm going to get my money. Right?
I don't necessarily know if it can work that way in every circumstance, especially when someone is high profile and powerful. I do agree. $20 million or $10 million is going to definitely make life easier, but of course it's not going to make the trauma go away.
Does that look like the face of trauma?
His does. I know he's traumatized now.
Days after settling, Gabrielle announced her retirement from OnlyFans. Look, today I've decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this new chapter. I love you all forever and ever. Does that seem like somebody who was a victim of sex assault?
That sounds like that deposit hit that account.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Do you think ESPN paid it?
No.
No.
He
Because
paid
I
that.
thought she turned down the 10 million. So everyone is saying that it's like more than 10 mil. Because she was making a lot of money on OnlyFans. For her to well, clearly it's not alleged because she retired because she got a bag back.
She retired because she wasn't making 10 million. If she was making 10 million, she wouldn't have retired.
I wouldn't have retired anyway. I'd have been like, come to my page so
Oh,
I can tell
I
my
would've.
story.
That thing probably
She got a
worn
Patreon
out.
for that.
All right, bye.